Gamers of Reddit, if you could play one game for the first time again, what would it be? Destiny 1. I started when the Taken King dropped and I had no clue what to expect. My friend had been bugging me to play, and I had never used a controller for FPS. I was trash and still am. That the whole experience was filled with WTF moments. The first time I was bummed rushed by thrall, I almost pissed myself a little. For a while it was such a punishing game and took communication and was a great experience with people. I play D2 now, and I enjoy it, but nothing like the first 3 for months with D1. Star Wars Galaxies. I had so much fun with my buddies in that game. Hunting player Jedi as a bounty hunter was so much fun. There's a few emulator groups out there running private servers now. I've tried a few of them, but the game seems so dated now that I couldn't really get back into it. I'd love to go back to the old days and play it again though. Friday nights just chilling in cantinas chatting, going on adventures, bounty hunting. Doing it over would be fun. Ark Survival Evolved, and then Mass Effect Trilogy. First time I played it, I had knowledge of how to keep everyone alive in the ME to suicide mission due to a Twitch streamer I followed who did a playthrough. Subnautica. The thought of not knowing how deep the water is below you, or what creatures are gonna appear out of the dark, kept me glued to the game until completion. I've tried to play through a few times again, but the magic is gone. Below Zero wasn't very good either. I felt they really half-assed the sequel, if you can even really call it that. Outer Wilds, the only thing stopping you from beating the game in the first 20 minutes is your knowledge of the world. It has a beautifully rich world and storyline, but there's nothing like your first time playing it. If anyone here hasn't had the pleasure of playing it yet, I highly recommend going in blind. Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. Me and my friends were all obsessed with D2 and eagerly anticipated its release. When it finally came, summer break from school had just started and we played together all summer. Just peak gaming for me. I've never really captured that moment again and probably never will. Assassin's Creed 2. Arts off super cheesy for about an hour, but when it gets real, that was probably the biggest $HT moment in a game for me. FF7 with Sephiroth was a close second, but the AC2 moment felt more real. 10 minutes after it turns into a real game, I was hooked. Minecraft back when it was in beta. Those days were so fun. Every month or so you'd get something new like sheep walls, simple things YK. I remember when I started with a friend, all it was dirt, stone and trees. But we still had a blast switching to play on one computer. Good times. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and the Blood and Wine DLC. That was after reading the terrible series. Magical moment. Kinda wished you'd seek a here and Milva more in the games though. Especially since it takes so many liberties near the end of the series, like Geralt actually surviving ... Metal Gear Solid. Even though I had completed many games, this was the first game I truly felt accomplished that I'd completed it. It felt like I'd gone to war alongside him, and then once you told your friends you'd completed it, they then said there was a different ending. Fallout 3. I can never get back into it now, but the nostalgia is so strong for me, and the fun I had when I got that GOTY edition. Played straight through all of it. New Vegas close second, but I can actually replay it every 3-5 years. Subnautica. Man, the feeling of finally building a big submarine and descending down into the creepy depths. Late at night, just wondering what terrifying giant creature I'd stumble across. Probably my favorite gaming moment ever. GTA 5. I was too young to care about the story, and now I've played too much to enjoy replaying it in full. I have a general understanding, but wish I'd paid more attention to it rather than just busting my way through the missions. The Last of Us. I remember watching it on E3 like 2 years before it released and was so excited. Looked up concept art and any new gameplay I could find while waiting for it to release. Favorite game of all time. Kind of a forgotten little masterpiece called Metal Gear Solid 4. I know it has its critiques on length of dialogue, etc. But the graphics, story, emotion, everything really stands in my mind. Also Super Mario World. Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm pretty sure it still is the best written RPG with the most fun gameplay of its kind, but I know the game by heart, so I'm aware I'm probably biased and would love a chance for a fresh take. If I could go back, I would love to revive playing Monkey Island for the first time. I mean, playing it now maybe it would not be the best experience ever. But back then, it was amazing. Also Zwing, Loom, etc. Rome Total War. The OG one with absolutely bonkers AI who would fully throw themselves onto phalanx and get eviscerated. Or just full stacking velities and burying the enemy under a hail of missiles. Amazing. Mortar. But we would also have to go back to when I realized causedly the game is dying. Only game I happy over one, okay hours on. Oh, and Tarkov, but only a madman would wanna restart that learning process. Fallout 3. The choices and freedom of this game are incredible. Everything from Megaton, Tenpenny Towers, to unveiling the secrets of failed vault experiments, incredible. Or Shadow of the Colossus. Honestly, Escape from Tarkov for sure. So many things you don't know. Every sound is scary AF. You got no clue where to extract, or what bullets you're using. Awesome experience that was. I can't think of anything beyond recent memory. But my time at Sandrock just ate 105 hours for my first playthrough. And I'm very sad that I beat it because it was so fun. Counter-Strike. The joy of hitting a clean headshot. When I was young it was so exciting. Now even if I kill the whole server with 360 no-scope, I don't feel anything. Oh. Red Dead Redemption to Arthur's death made me cry watching him die throughout the gameplay, knowing full well you can't do anything except help his death be peaceful. Probably wow. I played it 3 months altogether in 2009 after my fiancé died. Never touched it since, when I was at home. It took my mind away from the shitty reality. Man, that first weekend of Halo 3 multiplayer is truly a foundational experience. And it was also my 12th day weekend. I learned a lot of colorful expressions. Pokémon XT Gale of Darkness or Pokémon Ruby Sapphire Emerald. Those games made my childhood. Gen 3 Pokémon was a completely different beast than what it is today. Would have to be NW2, the OG game, not the remakes. Takes me back to secondary school, staying up late, all your friends online roasting each other in lobbies. Return of the Obra Dinn ... One of my absolute favorite games. A wonderfully intricate puzzle. But once you've solved it, there is absolutely no replayability. Original homeworld. Well-realized gameplay of a type not seen previously, with an opening act that was tragically beautiful, along with a great soundtrack. Elden Ring. Went from the usual COD, Fortnite, Rocket League player and made a complete switch of PvE and wow. One of the best game I have ever played. Fallout 3. Must have been around 3 AM when I came out the vault at a white flash and Capital Wasteland came into view. And I was totally in awe. TLU 1 was one of the most cinematic game experience of my life when it came out. Not a lot that has compared to that. Not even the second one. Nothing was as pure as my first playthrough of Pokémon Blue. Beyond that, experiencing FF6's story for the first time again would be amazing. Halo on the Xbox. The feel of the guns. The green grass against metallic backdrops. The AI. Chat from grunts. The vehicles. What a game. Detroit Become Human. I remember how nervous I was the first time I played it, knowing that there's no going back if I make a bad decision. The Witness. I love puzzle and exploration-based games, and this game melded both of those perfectly. Outer Wilds would be a close second. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Played it during quarantine, and it was so fucking good. I would love to experience it all again. The Witcher 3. Played most of the game. But I for some reason haven't gotten around to finish it because I don't want the story to end. The original Rainbow Six. Such an awesome shooter. The online was fantastic and story mission planning. A great Tom Clancy Red 2. Minecraft Xbox One Edition. I remember the feeling of playing it for the first time. I honestly miss the feeling from time to time. Minecraft. I remember how I played it for the first time. It was 2015. I built houses, tried to make story of my world, and etc. Shadow of the Colossus, we all freaked out with the first Colossi, but it was so much fun. Metal Gear Solid is also up there. World of Warcraft. I get addicted to it again, but being blissfully and leveling for the first time was something fantastic. GTA Vice City. That feeling of taking control of Tommy and vibing around Washington Beach was so amazing when I was 12. I'm actually living it with old school SWG. It's not like the first. I never thought I would get to play again. Yoshi's Island. I loved that game. I was like 11 when I completed it at 100. One of the best experience I have ever had. World of Warcraft, the open world, the music, the social aspect of it, the lore, the zones, quests, etc. It was perfect. Tony Hawk Pro Skater on PS1. The soundtrack and the controls were excellent, and the sequels were just never the same. Monkey Island would be my first choice. Many more Lucasfilm adventures would follow. Then probably Vanilla WoW. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. That was an amazing story, and I wish I could do it all over again for the first time.